Kia ora e te whānau. We said a few weeks ago that we would give you more regular updates about what is happening with our local services over the rest of this year. The last update we did in September didn't really give a lot of new information, but we're excited to give you a really important update today that begins to chart the road ahead into 2023.
Firstly, we want to say a huge thank you to everyone who has picked up a paddle and jumped in a waka this year. It's been amazing to see gifting coming out in people, growing intergenerational relationships and a deeper sense of community. However, we also know it's been hard work and we've learned a lot of lessons on the way. So first and foremost, it's important that we say thank you. When we announced this new direction for City in May this year, we said that City's local services would remain for the rest of 2022, which provokes the question, so what's next?
And we know that we want to be a church that is locally present, that we would see the street in vibrant and faithful gatherings across the city. We believe that pursuing multiple locations is a key part of the way we're reaching out in our city and making disciples. So this year we've been able to take an unexpected but significant step in that direction. However, this is not a journey we can do in one go. Think of it like tramping. If you can't do the route in one day, you break up the journey into stages and plan stopovers in huts or tents. And this is the way we want to see the journey we are on towards multiple locations. We can't do the journey in one go, and so we need to break it up into stages. And today is about letting you know about the first stop on the journey, stage one.
Stage one is where we are right now, City gathering in 4 local services. And what we'd like to do is to keep these going into next year. This would mean no major changes before Christmas, and it means people can head away over the summer with some clarity over what you're coming back to at the start of 2023. It also gives more time for people who've been disconnected to join in, and it means we can continue to learn from our experiences so far of gathering in many places. At the moment, we're working with each of the leaders of the local services to see if it's possible to continue these services into 2023. The leaders only committed to this year, and so we need to check in and make sure what we're doing, what we're talking about is actually achievable. Then in a couple of weeks' time before Christmas, we'll talk a bit again about what we think stage 2 of the journey will look like. We just can't do that until we finish talking it through with each of the local teams of leaders.
So this just leaves one thing to talk about for now, which is the northern suburbs. There are a number of people who are really passionate about seeing the street plant something in that area. However, we've had to acknowledge that we just haven't had the capacity to get another service off the ground there this year. The question then is, how do we honour the sense of call for some people while also moving at a manageable pace? Here's what we're thinking. Firstly, the next step is not for us to start a local service in that area. So if you live in that area, we strongly encourage you to get stuck into one of the services already running. Serve on teams, lead teams, play your part in knowing that this will help you and others be prepared for when we do plant something in the northern suburbs. Secondly, begin to pray. We're asking the people who live in the northern suburbs to take the next 2 weeks to prayerfully consider whether the Lord would have you be a part of pioneering something there. I'm not asking whether you'd be interested in attending a service. We're asking whether you would be involved in intentional and local prayer and the beginnings of coordinated outreach. So take the next 2 weeks, and if at any point you're keen, please email city@thestreet.org.nz to let us know, and that will enable us to connect you with the right people.
So for now, if you're part of what was City before this year, get stuck into a local service. If you're in the northern suburbs, be praying about whether you might get involved with pioneering something there. And for all of us, please pray that the Lord would continue to faithfully lead us as one church on one disciple-making mission together.